This is FNX.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Preparation H. For those butthurt fans out there, just apply some cream and shut the fuck up.
Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
I need money.
To like the actual music, it just like it does that little gunshot. It's like
Yep.
it's a raining man. Yeah. It's like, why the gunshot? Like, did she have to shoot somebody? So like, is that the ritual sacrifice?
Did women really go crazy over that? Where is that song played? Strip clubs?
I don't know.
I
mean, I personally have never been to Chippendales, Dave.
I've never personally been in a situation where that song is blasting and women are going crazy.
Yeah. But I always found the gunshot weird. Like, is that the ritual sacrifice? Like, you have to make that, you have to shoot somebody for it to start raining men? Like,
yeah. Were there flying men and they shot them down?
Maybe. I have no fucking clue.
It could have a
weird.
really sick underlining meaning.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Like, what woman, like, what woman's husband, like, drug her hunting? And they were, like, killing ducks. And she just saw her husband's face on all those ducks. And, like, every time he shot one, that was what come off in her mind.
That's like some...
And then she wrote a hit single.
Oxygen documentary of women who killed their husbands.
Yeah.
Speaking of ducks, the Duck Hunt dog is in Super
Smash Brothers. Super Smash
Nice.
Brothers.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. I mean... I don't understand, like, the Wii Fit Trainer. Like, the Wii Fit Trainer's going to be in Super Smash Brothers. Now the Duck Hunt dog?
And that's not even an amiibo.
No.
And when they came out the amiibos, I'm like,
character.
I was like, watch, they're going to start buying franchises. And, man, they're bringing out the players now.
You know,
Duck Hunt dog.
I'm really hoping they bring in Ricky Rivers.
Ricky Rivers?
Ricky Rivers?
Yeah. Ricky Rivers. You know, from the WAF.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's some good barbecue.
Super Smash Brothers is like jam-packed now, but it's like full of like, Wii Fit trainers and Poke trainers.
Well, well, see, because like I've got no problem with like the guy from Punch-Out. I've got no problem.
Oh,
with,
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, I got no problem with Lil Mac. I've got no problem with like the Pokemon trainer. I've got no problem with stuff like that. But like the Wii Fit trainer, like seriously?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how does that make any sense? And I mean, the Duck Hunt dog, like, I can understand, like, I mean, why not the hunter?
Well, it got down to the point where they're bringing in all these stupid characters when now you're defending, like, where the fuck are the ice climbers, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, when you have to defend the ice climbers.
There were some that were reconfirmed, like Ganondorf got confirmed to come back, so did my personal favorite, Game & Watch, came back. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty excited about that. I love Game & Watch.
But... I mean, they have Pac-Man, Sonic, Mario, all in the same game. So
Mega Man's now finally here.
Mega Man's in there, so I mean.
You know what it's going to come down to is that hopefully hopefully they do what they should have done with Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and just let us have DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, if a bunch of people are calling for a character, just put him on a download. Make people pay $2 for the character, like. You can get money out of it, and you can stop being such little bitches.
That's why Amiibo comes.
What did they put Metroid in there?
This one?
Samus, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Samus was in.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't call out Donkey Kong because remember that one time I was like Donkey Kong's not in Mario Kart 8. We had to look it up.
And there he was. Yeah, there he was.
Yeah, but he was hidden behind all these other. Fucking shitty.
Well, and I think when we looked that up, he was one of the characters that wasn't like one of the originals. You have to like unlock him or something.
Yeah.
As weird as that is.
That is strange.
Yep.
Considering he was like one of the first characters in Nintendo.
You know what else is strange? Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman can be strange.
Yes.
Well, the reason I think it's strange because I've always found there was like some kind of weird conspiracy with Morgan Freeman and Nelson Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like because Nelson Mandela, he had this song called like Free Mandela. I just find it weird that Morgan Freeman and Nelson Mandela look a hell of a lot alike. I mean, they have like those fucking. They have the same cheek freckles.
Yeah.
They have the same complected, fucked up skin.
The hair.
And they both look like a couple of jackasses.
Yeah.
So there's something weird.
Nelson Mandela was in jail, and Morgan Freeman was in a movie about prison, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
The similarities are endless. They
And-
keep
Yeah.
piling.
I mean, Nelson Mandela's he's not looked at as a god, but he's a very, respected individual.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta tell you
Our
what, man. He's
country-
the most famous person to ever sit in a jail cell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what I mean by that is getting famous from sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in our country, Morgan Freeman is depicted as God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Almighty.
And one hell of a movie, might I add.
Yes.
So
9, 7. That's the amount of fingers behind your back.
Morgan Freeman could talk about carpet.
I know, right? He could just be like, as you can tell, it's double-pleated carpet.
It's from floor to ceiling. Carpet. Soft on my feet.
There's a bunch of sealing wax beneath the carpet. When I vacuum, it makes a vroom vroom sound, and my cats hate it. I just
Could you imagine Morgan Freeman ordering like at a McDonald's? Walk up.
I want him to do infomercials.
It'd be great. He'd walk up and be like, I kind of wanted a chicken sandwich, but I seen the Whopper. Wait, I'm not a.
I wonder
Burger King.
if he walks around all day like with his own voice in his head doing like monologues, or if he just walks around looking at other people like they think I'm doing a monologue.
Yeah, it's like I am Morgan
What a
Freeman.
bunch of pretentious douchebags.
Yeah,
And
what
I
do you
am
think?
walking down the sidewalk.
when you get that famous, what do you think like your state of mind is?
I
You
have
go
no
outside and you know that.
I would
everyone
ask
in the
Joan
world-
Rivers, but I can't. So many people died this week.
Sean
Yeah,
O'Hare.
more people died. I mean, Sean O'Hare.
For our wrestling fans, Sean O'Hare died. Sean O'Hare.
Yeah.
Sean
Not
O'Hare
that,
was
okay, first of all, not like Sean O'Hare ever mattered to anybody ever anyway.
Only
Right.
his mom.
He was supposed to be Batista in Evolution. That was him, right? Or was that?
Yeah.
Really?
Wasn't
I
it
didn't
Sean
know
O'Hare?
That's who they were wanting.
Yeah, they were gonna use him instead of Batista, and then I guess Batista.
I kind of wish they would have
Wow.
used him instead of Batista.
Wow.
They were supposed to use him. That didn't happen.
What about his tag partner? Is Chuck Palumbo still alive?
Yes. Yes.
Just barely hanging on?
Yeah.
He's somewhere with Billy Gunn. They're on a beach somewhere.
Yeah. You look so good to me.
I was talking to you about that the other day. I got in this fight with this girl on some WWE picture on Facebook about wrestling is no place for fundraisers. It's no place for like cancer awareness and bullying and all this stuff.
Well, now bullying, I'll give her because.
It depends on who's doing it.
Well, look at it. Okay, when they
No, I
started
was
the
the one
whole
saying it.
when they started the
Yeah.
whole be a star thing,
Mhm.
Sheamus was like their go-to guy, and that was when he was a bad guy, and that's
Yeah.
all he did.
Yeah.
Would go around Ryback.
I was the one against
I
it.
mean, Jesus.
Yeah, like to have an anti-bullying campaign. Meanwhile, on this show, not in real life, but on this show, I've seen rape depicted. I've seen murder. I've seen Kane, who is a big, behind the scenes, fundraising guy. I've seen him set his own brother on fire.
Set JR on fire.
I saw him
Yeah.
strap that car battery. I'll never forget the car battery to Shane McMahon's nuts.
Oh, that was
I'll never.
great. That was
I'll
great.
never forget it. And this guy, and then he runs for office,
Mm-hmm.
and then he loses. Like that was a big fucking shocker. Of course
Yeah.
he's gonna lose.
I mean, when did wrestling become some big fundraising, conglomerate?
When Vince McMahon needed to,
Save face.
and when Vince McMahon needed
Basically.
to, well, he needs to let people know that he's not just a violence mongering money.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in it just for the money. Don't ever let the WWE try to convince you otherwise. If you believe that they're not in it just for the money, then you're an idiot.
Well, yeah, and
But they
really
have to
pushing.
they have to try to let people know that
Yeah.
they're not.
Like
Oh,
this
absolutely.
open invitation to this football player is gay.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't care.
I'm tired of it. First, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just go on a little fucking tangent here. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about Michael Sam? He wasn't good enough to make a roster. Who gives a shit that he likes to suck a dick every now and again? I am so fucking tired of you, Michael Sam. I really do hope you die. I
know
do.
what I'm
I hope
tired
you
of?
just fucking die because I'm tired of hearing your stupid fucking name
Let's-
for no motherfucking reason.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
let's
You
talk
sucked.
about-
You were a 7th round pick. Nobody cares. Stop being gay and maybe people will care. I don't know. I don't actually have a problem with your sexual orientation. Be gay all you want. Suck as many dicks that can fill that big fucking mouth of yours. Just shut that big fucking mouth of yours.
Let's
I'm
talk
tired of it.
about Ray Rice and the fact that he beat the shit out of his wife.
But you know what the bullshit part is that the Michael Sam thing is actually a bigger fucking story.
I know.
People would rather know about how Michael Sam's fucking hand feels today after jacking his boyfriend off last night than they would about Ray Rice beating the shit out of his wife, or let alone the fact that Adrian Peterson just got arrested, who's, by the way, probably the biggest star right now as far as running backs are concerned in the NFL. And he beat the shit out of his children, and he got arrested for negligent abuse or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares. If Michael Sam strolled his ass back onto a camera today and said, "I sucked a dick today," nobody'd care anymore.
Nope.
Because we were talking about it last week, or the last fucking podcast. We're terrible people, and we don't give a fuck about real issues. We just care about gay people.
Honestly, in the cancer awareness, I am all for it. I've actually done Relay for Life stuff. I'm for the awareness of cancer and the research, putting money towards research. But how many more billions of dollars do we need to find a fucking cancer cure?
Well, I don't want to get into the whole conspiracy
here's the thing about that, though.
They figured it out years ago how to cure cancer.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. Here's the
shelf.
problem with that, guys. I'm going to completely disagree with you because cancer is an ever-evolving disease.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does things that it's hard to counter because most viruses attack. They attack like blood cells and stuff like that. Cancer attacks all cells, and not only does it have harmful effects, it makes those cells null and void. It makes them do nothing.
Right.
They're literally just harmful cells, but they're harmful in the way that they stop working.
And again,
you go into full you go into organ failure because the cells that are being replicated don't do anything.
And I'm all for Relay for Life, Stand Up to Cancer, all these organizations, but how much more awareness does the most known disease in the entire world need? I need it pumped into my system every Monday night on Raw? Like, my whole gripe here, and the whole reason I got into this argument, and I was called a dick, son of Satan, everything, for attacking cancer, which I wasn't attacking cancer. I was attacking the medium that we're trying to put over this cancer awareness. Wrestling is not the place for it. It's like watching General Hospital in the middle of it, they turn to the camera and say, "Please donate to cancer." No, I'm watching the fucking story.
Football's the same way.
Here's the thing about
for a
that.
while during the month of February, they were wearing the pink gloves and the helmets and shit like that.
Well, no, see, here's the thing about that, though. Why isn't wrestling the place for it?
Because
millions of people watch that every week. Why the fuck wouldn't you use that?
McMahon do it. And I got in a fight with somebody, and the girl's like, "Well, they're just trying to show that Stephanie McMahon's not really as evil as people think she is." I'm like, she's a fucking heel. We're supposed to believe that she's evil.
I mean, there would be a difference if they used faces.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with this, though. Okay, like what they're hoping for is that, and I don't know why. I don't know what focus group told them that wrestling fans are smarter today than they were back then, but they're not. Your average run-of-the-mill wrestling fan is still the same guy who was sitting in the front row in 1995 yelling at Ric Flair or whoever just happened to be out there spitting on him. Those are the people, those are your average run-of-the-mill wrestling fans.
Smoking a cigarette when you go outside.
Right. I don't know why it took them so long to start being really
I think what it was is they decided... I don't even think it was them becoming a public trading company.
No, because that happened too.
I think it was more of somebody in a corporate meeting was like, "All right, guys, we got to figure out how to generate more views to make it look like we're more sympathetic.
We need Mountain Dew in front of us every episode. We need $9.99.
Which, by the way,
on a flag on our
how in the
building.
hell is it that I'm sorry, but even looking at the Mountain Dew, I get thirsty. Yet none of them drank it during the entire broadcast.
No.
You don't drink the
product. Well, I guess Jerry
King
finally did.
King does, and you can tell King doesn't like Mountain Dew because he makes this awful face every time he
he's just like,
ooh, that's bad.
It's like, is this piss?
First time drinking Mountain Dew, King? It's been around since you were a kid.
It's a Mitten Dew.
It's a Mitten Dew,
It's a Mitten Dew. It's no longer Mountain. They decided to shorten it.
It's the Mitten.
See, I'm going to disagree with you guys, though, because I think that in any...
About Mitten Dew?
Oh, no, just the fact that you guys are just sitting here.
Guys.
You guys are bitching about product placement and you're bitching about, these fundraisers. Why the fuck not?
This is my biggest gripe here.
Before you guys go, you can check out our sponsors at Vintage Villains. Just doing a little bit of product placement.
Oh, yeah.
You want product placement.
This is the reason why I bitch about it. When you have other people have a say in your company, for instance... Let's say Vince says, all right, we're going to start supporting breast cancer. We're going to start supporting muscular dystrophy, stuff like that. When you invite those companies into there, now that you're associated with good companies,
It
good
affects
names.
wrestling.
Yes, because
That's the only
you
problem I have.
cannot have, let's say, you can't have a storyline about, like, let's say, domestic violence, where a woman get knocked off the apron, and you know, there's a fight going on between someone like that, and then the very next week you have a PSA about violence is not the answer.
Yeah. That's the only.
I'm going to completely disagree with you again because they're doing it right now. They do it with the whole Vladimir Putin thing. That's a huge hot button issue. And what do? They send Mark Henry out there. They have him get his ass kicked by Rusev all the time. But yet they'll have WWE commercials where it's like, support our troops.
Yeah, but they toned it down, though.
The only
Regardless,
problem
they
is
still do
the
it.
original idea, they even brought it up during the pay-per-view of, you know, the skirmish that's going on over there. The first thing they did the very next day when somebody basically blasted it on, you know, on the internet was, oh my God, they're talking about, you know, the missile shootings that were, you know, a couple days ago. The first thing WWE did was they had somebody go on there and basically say, in no way, shape, or form was Lana talking about that situation.
Yeah, okay. You break it down like we were talking before the podcast. When we all know it's staged, but when we flip on the television, it's real to us. We want it to be real. We expect it to be real.
Well, it's like a movie,
So
too.
I don't want to see this guy who's raped a dead body, who's done all these, drugged his own wife on TV to marry her, all this stuff. I don't want to see him
Triple H.
rolling around the ring with this little kid that's about to die and say, please support this, please support that. And then on TV, he's done all these heinous things in his life. You know, I think that's sending the wrong message.
I mean, that's like saying, you know, let's have Charles Manson babysit.
It's just out of place. I don't care that it's in wrestling. It can be in wrestling, and you can be a corporate company and have your fundraisers and stuff. But it's out of place. And
Like,
it's
for instance,
screwing up
when they
wrestling.
had John Cena do for, like, the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
John Cena's perfect.
That
to do
makes sense.
Yeah.
Have Santino do for the Make-A-Wish
Now have
Foundation.
Kane and Brian was with him, but now
Yeah.
have Kane, you know, high-fiving little kids.
Yeah, that just
Okay,
burns
so-
people alive.
So you guys are seriously bitching about millions of dollars going towards these charities and such because they break kayfabe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
The reason why is because of the fact that they're basically...
We really are bad people, I mean.
I am, because
I'm a
it's out of
bad
place.
man.
Billions and maybe trillions of dollars have been already donated to cancer in the last 10 years, and it's already known. It doesn't need any more awareness than it does.
Yeah, we all
right
know
now.
about it.
Everybody has been affected by cancer in their life. Somebody has died. They know
Yeah.
of. So we
Which
don't
brings
need,
me to...
We don't need this brilliant show where it's
Yeah.
like it's a story every week.
Why-
We don't need it ruined.
Why is it
by
that breast cancer is so well where... But... And this is no way... I'm not joking about
They
this.
made
This-
fun of cancer. They made fun of JR's colon cancer.
Why is it that testicular cancer, and I'm not trying to be funny about this, why is it testicular cancer, which affects just as many men as breast cancer affects women, you never hear anything about it?
It's not.
It's not as
It can still kill you.
it's not as lethal though.
But it's
It
not.
has nowhere near the lethality rate. It
It's not
has
as
nowhere
PC.
near.
It's not as PC. No one wants to talk about people's nuts.
I mean, we all love boobs.
honestly, yeah. And this.
Well, yeah, that's why they have T-shirts and wristbands that say "Save the boobs."
Yeah, we
you know?
love
And
boobs.
no one
You
wants
know,
to
boobs are good.
save the nuts with a big hairy nut sack on your shirt.
I want that shirt.
I'd wear it.
I want that shirt. We
Save
here,
the nuts.
we here at the Broadcast Podcast would love that shirt.
I would love that.
As Dr. Nick on the
Because
Broadcast
we all love
Podcast,
nuts.
I officially endorsed testicular cancer. Save the nuts, people.
We are officially endorsing Michael Sam's.
Yeah. Why don't we get Live Strong bracelets that say "I love nuts" instead of "I love boobies"?
Yeah.
You know, why aren't those out there?
Because nobody loves
they could
nuts.
have like
I love-
faux.
no, nobody
They
does
could
love
have like
nuts.
fake faux.
They come
pubic
like, okay,
hair on
first
it,
of all,
you know?
like to even know what a nut actually looks like, you have to open the coin purse, which nobody wants to do because it's painful.
Yes.
I'll go
Plus,
a little.
plus they look, it's just a wrinkly sack with a bunch of hair coming off of it, and it always smells
know,
disgusting.
My wife
It's
is
gross.
scared to death of my nuts.
You
I
know,
wonder why.
a comedian was
I
talking
wonder why.
about this. When God created the nutsack, why couldn't it be like a Crown Royal bag, where it's like purple, velvety, you got your name on the side, you know?
I don't know. Why are they
Why does
so
it have to
god-awful
look like?
Well, Lord knows it doesn't offer any fucking protection. It's
No,
so
no.
goddamn bad to be hit there.
Yeah. It even swings when you're having sex. I mean, wrong position. One of my old friends had he told me a story about the time he lost his virginity, and it was on a table.
Oh.
And he bruised his nuts, blue.
Oh, jeez.
Just smacking his nuts.
Oh,
On the
gosh.
table.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's like
just,
a pendulum.
It's awful.
You know?
It's like in the most inconvenient place.
You know, one of my favorite restaurants, you know, I used to get really mad at the guy, but once you walk into Papa Rivers restaurant, it's good food.
What?
I love Papa Rivers barbecue.
What the hell?
It's so good, man.
Oh my god, that joke's somewhere over my head. I don't know where it is.
You know the best thing about this podcast?
Huh.
We're not filming it from our parents' basement.
That's right.
We actually have our own house.
We're filming it from my kid's room.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's so much better somehow.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it is.
Yes, we'll bring the babies into the world of filth that we've come up with.
I'm going to be that weird dad when the kids are off at grandma's. I'm going to sneak in the room and get high like old times. And watch Netflix.
They're gonna come home and go, why does my room smell funny?
Well, this used to be Daddy's room.
They're gonna come downstairs.
I'm never coming
Daddy,
home.
I found some oregano. Yeah, I used to cook up there.
Yeah.
The kitchen used to be upstairs, actually.
Yeah, oh my god.
Get stoned watching heavy metal.
We like to have fun.
Yeah.
And be completely serious at the same
Here
time.
at the
Because
Broken-
all of this is going to go down.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Here
All these
at-
jokes are real.
Here at the Broadcast Podcast
The struggle is
Network,
real.
We strive to be different. We strive to do something that we're not like anybody else. Because why in the hell would we want to be like anybody else?
Honestly, yes. I mean, and it's not even we're trying to be different. It's we are different, and we're just admitting it.
Yeah.
And we're not pretending to be, PC.
Right.
We'll be honest. We didn't know
I don't know.
we're talking about.
I don't know if I can be PC. I don't know if politically
yeah.
correct is something that... Because I'm just too belligerent of a person. And I like to curse.
I like to speak my mind,
I like
and this allows me to do that.
Yeah.
I used to work for another company. I won't mention the name.
A wrestling company?
Yeah, it was a wrestling company.
Uh-huh.
They tried to hinder me creatively.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had such a great opportunity. They used to have this guy, his name rhymed with Bave, I think.
I have no clue.
He used to be known as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when
I believe that guy's famous.
When
now.
that happened,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to start a podcast, and I was like, you were hindered over there. What do you really want to do? And you're like, well, I burp, and I fart a lot. I'm like, let's use it.
Yeah.
That's what we
We
got.
actually have a podcast where you left the camera on, went downstairs to
And well, then I got a
welcome
hold of
Double A Ron,
I
and
got a hold of Double A Ron, and I'm like, knowledge.
Yeah.
Bring it.
there was literally
knowledge? What?
There was literally
You do, man.
45 seconds worth of a fart that I was not aware of the camera was on.
Mhm.
Yeah, he called
Oh
me
yeah,
up.
that
and
was
yeah.
That's in the opening of one of our podcasts.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, Double A knows stuff."
Yeah.
What?
He has
What are we
knowledge.
talking
Well, we
about?
wanted to.
I'm completely lost the
We started this
conversation.
wrestling podcast, and we're like, let's do more stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
well, I don't
branch
know
out.
anything, so we're like, Double A Rod knows stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know video games.
I'm like, you got friends that know stuff too.
and food.
You know stuff and things, right?
Let's call it the Stuff and Things podcast.
Yeah. Literally, like, all we knew was wrestling. It would be, we filmed a couple podcasts, because we do them, like, 3 or 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Or in a row. And they were like, let's go to Steak and Shake. And it
Yeah.
would be like midnight, we'll
Yeah.
be farting over fucking beans and shit, and just talking about what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
And then we banged out like 43 of those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah.
What episode
Was that
is
the old school days where it was like
Yeah.
2 minutes and then a crappy commercial and then another 2 minutes and a
Yeah.
crappy commercial and another
Yeah.
2 minutes, and each 2 minute segment was a different fucking...
Yeah. Yeah.
Those pissed me off.
Yeah.
And then we
So fucking bad. I'm not even gonna lie.
We're like-
Oh my god. I remember I was listening to one of those fucking things, and it was like you guys were talking about Sting, and I got interested. And the next thing you guys come back and you're like, so trash cans in the '90s. Do you think that was a good business? I was like, what the fuck?
you
Well, we fucked with
rocked
people
my
that had
world,
OCD.
man. You rocked my world when that happened because we invited you over to do a green screen show about wrestling.
That was fantastic.
And you were like,
I love that.
hey man, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, oh sweet, what'd you think? And then you just like fucking demeaned it.
Yeah.
You're like, it was a
Down.
steaming
I was
pile
like,
of
what the
monkey
fuck?
crap.
I was
And
like,
then the
what
next
the
one
fuck
had
are
no
you talking
commercials
about?
at all.
Yeah, we just got rid of it completely. We threw out the format.
It
Yeah.
made no sense. I was like, oh, okay, they're talking about Sting. Oh, this is getting interesting.
So this is
I don't
like
give a fuck about
this is like what
Raven.
episode
Like, I don't,
Yeah.
44 it would be, technically.
What?
If we were still continuing from the old one.
Yeah. If
this
was,
episode?
Yeah.
if this was frustrated.
Yeah, it would be 44, right?
Yeah.
I have no fucking
How
clue.
many does the WAF have?
What's
Why
the
does it
waff?
matter? Why does it
What's the
matter?
waff?
I think it's what I
Red
think
shit
it's,
awful farts?
I think it's what Shaggy says in his song.
Woof.
Where he's like, wah. I think it's a waff.
Wah.
Waff. Wah.
Yeah. So, anything else to talk about?
We can talk about
There's
Rick
more
Rats.
dead people. We talked about
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
O'Hare. Didn't somebody else die? A couple other people?
Yeah, Jaws from.
Yeah, Jaws from the
And not the shark.
007 series.
And,
yeah, the
Happy
animatronic
Gilmore.
shark from Jaws died.
Oh,
Well,
man, really?
I guess technically,
Oh!
well, technically, I guess he did this year because they finally decommissioned the Jaws ride at Orlando Studios.
That's right, they did.
So rest in peace, both of you big motherfuckers.
Yeah, the dude from Happy Gilmore. If you don't.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't know Jaws
007.
from 007, he is the guy from Happy Gilmore who's like
Yeah, it's sad.
the really tall guy who got the nail shot in his head.
Everyone's dying. You got Robin Williams.
I'll be
gone.
waiting for you, shooter,
Who's
in the
that
parking
fucking
lot.
Guy? You got Bernie Mac gone.
Well, he died a couple
Robin
years ago.
Williams.
Yeah, he died a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
but it's just like
Robin
you know,
Williams did die, but I will go on record by saying that I am not. I can't.
You
I
don't give a
can't be
fuck?
upset about it because he killed himself. I understand that there's more to suicide than just somebody offing themselves.
Yeah.
But for me to be like, obviously he wasn't too sad about
I
it
think
because
the reason
he's
why
dead.
was because of that horrible movie, Death to Smoochie.
That's a great movie, man.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Oh, come on now.
What
The,
makes
the
me-
other guy in the movie
You know what?
sucked.
You know what I'm really sad about? He was scheduled to do Mrs. Doubtfire 2,
Yeah.
and then he killed
Yeah.
himself.
Same thing with Ghostbusters, man.
Yeah.
They were set to do Ghostbusters 3. Now it's some shitty.
It's all Bill Murray's
Female
fault.
version.
Well, yeah, and then what? Like, cause man, what pisses me off is that he kept putting it off because of script.
Yeah.
Man. He just kept putting it off and putting it off because of fucking script. Well, it's got to be perfect. Fuck you, Murray. Fuck you, Murray.
It should have been done a long time ago.
Just noticed our video went out.
Oh.
Has it really stopped recording?
It's out. It's a fucking 4 gig. It's Trent's camera. But that's okay. I mean, broke ass. I mean,
Yeah,
there goes
it happens.
There goes our video.
Yeah.
You can find it. We got to find a place to end it though. Where can we end it?
Well, we can't end it on Double A Raw not giving a shit again.
We can end it this way. When it comes to
Since we got 3 of us here, since we have 3 of us here, why don't we record another one? Just put that on the fucking
Okay.
computer and just record another one.
I think it's great that in our podcast we talk about plans to film more podcasts.
I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Any of this can be gone through the editing process.
don't
That's the
we-
beauty of it.
No, I think about keeping this in. Why don't we just record our business meetings of all right, where's the channel going in the next 5 months?
it's sort of like that question of, somebody asked me one day, it's like, where
It's
do you
another
see-
question of me.